Good afternoon. I know it's been a while. It's Mark Up Sky Halpern here for the Dugout of Millwood, the official sponsor of the Sunday Sideline Report here on the Sports Insanity Network. I want to let a little information that has erupted in the card market over the last 2 weeks come to light. If you don't know, the NFLPA decided on its own to try to cancel its contract with Panini Sports Cards and make the move to Fanatics now. Fanatics has the licensing rights starting in 2026 from Topps, and the NFLPA, this was all known. The NFLPA just told Panini that they're terminating the contract early. Yeah, that's not going to fly because this is not the first time in the industry that companies have come and gone due to new companies getting licensing and stuff like that. One of the biggest is Upper Deck. Upper Deck was one of the biggest baseball, football, and basketball card distributors going back, going as far back as 1989, when they first came in with the Ken Griffey Jr. And they were the top brand. They came in over Topps. Topps was still popular, but Upper Deck got a lot of new players, such as, exclusivities with Jordan and then LeBron James and Ben Simmons. Panini has come back and said, that's not going to happen. Let's just keep turning out our product, and which they have done. Panini over the last 2 weeks has releases for baseball, football, and a lot more on the way, especially with the releases of Flawless coming up. Panini's not going anywhere. The NFLPA can threaten all they want, but if the contract stands right now, Panini does have until 2026. So where does it go from here? The first step would be Panini most likely getting an injunction from the NFLPA barring them from leaving the contract. The NFLPA in return could just say they no longer want the license, and then it's going to be a whole legal mess. Basically, what should happen, and the way it would just make life easier. 2026, that gives you a good 3 years, 2.5 years to build your brand name, build your label, build the product, make sure you have all the right players, because there are players who have exclusivity with Topps. There are players who have exclusivity with Panini. There are players who have exclusivity with Upper Deck. So those players are right now untouchable. The ones with Upper Deck more so than not. As for Topps, when Topps loses the licensing rights, that's going to free up names like Mike Trout, Chris Bryant, and all the Topps only players will go to Fanatics. And it's all going to be combined into one big company. There'll be room for smaller companies like Upper Deck to keep producing hockey, as there isn't really that much hockey product from any other company. Upper Deck has the lock on it, and it's still been a very solid company when it comes to the sport. When you're dealing with your major sports, no offense to hockey, when you're dealing with the big sports and sport card industry, baseball, football, basketball, I agree that the licensing should all be under at least one company, if not more. And it's understandable why only one company can have the official licensing rights, because contracts would be ridiculous and prices would be ridiculous, even as they are today. The hobby is no longer a kid-oriented thing. Maybe basic top cards, basic Panini. The sport card industry is now a business. And frankly, over the last 10 years, that's what it's been with eBay and all that. And this was enough to happen to make a wave in the card market, in the card industry with this news. But as for me and a lot of dealers who I know and I've spoken with over the last few weeks, and a couple of breakers who I've sat down and had talks with about this, are not concerned. And frankly, yeah, the news was shocking, but there's nothing really right now that can be done except go to court. And by doing that, even, all Panini has to do is get an injunction against this, and they're still going to be turning out product until the official signing, the official licensing goes to Fanatics, which stands right now at 2026, unless a different agreement or arrangement can be made. Another big note in the industry is the president of Leaf Trading Cards has stepped down. Now, reasons why for this are not really fully given. What Leaf has done over the last few years is short of unspectacular. They have had the cards out, mind you, again, the term unlicensed, they didn't have a licensing, but they can turn out autographs because they have agreements with players, So it's not official, but it's official. There was a product, just to give you an idea, called Leaf Metal Draft. And it had all the draft picks. And if you look at certain teams like the Red Sox with Yoshida and Casaya, the Mets with Alvarez and Senga, the Mariners had Griffey and Ichiro in the product. So that's just a small little note. But they're also turning out product, but it's unlicensed. So the price is selling well below what it should be. If Leaf Metal Draft at any way was a licensed product, it would have been 20 times the amount of the spots that were bought. So to give you an idea, the Seattle Mariners with Griffey and Ichiro in it were going off at about 125 to 150. That's a gift in and of itself. You have to think, hey, I'm going to get possibly get a autograph from Ichiro or Griffey on a break like this. And the break wasn't 2 boxes. A good 12-box break with 6 autographs per box. And the layout, the way the product was spread out, that when you did an entire case break, no one really was disappointed. I mean, yes, there are the chances for not getting something. It happens. But I don't think I was in a Leaf Metal break. And even if I had one of the lowest teams with a couple, but I still got one. So if it ends up like Fanatics might make a play for Leaf with that, maybe they've already attempted, we haven't heard yet. There's going to be a lot more from this over the next few years. Okay. Even the next few months, and we'll see what happens. But for now, do not worry about Panini and the product they're churning out. Flawless will be still to drop. And the list goes on and on. That's really coming out right now. Right now, you have Encased Football. You have, Topps is churning out with its new products, with its new Chrome products that did very well this year. And more products are released right now. With football now a week away, every rookie football product is coming to its end with its collegiate style, meaning some players were taken in their collegiate uniforms. The first one really to showcase them in their NFL uniforms was just a basic jersey was Luminescence, which was absolutely phenomenal, great product. If you're looking for a site to go break on, I suggest Top Notch Sports Club, as Anthony Raparo, Justin Valentini, and John Sobuski have it down on lock. And just stay tuned. There'll be plenty of news whether it's on here via me, Charlotte might come in and talk about it, or just some basic articles that we put out. But we'll keep you up to date on what's going on in the card market. If you are interested in learning more about the 1 of 1 and the baseball card attribute to the Sports Insanity Network, please don't feel afraid to send us emails. Please don't feel afraid to make comments. The more we can help you understand what's going on, maybe you don't understand a little part, how can this be that? I'll be more than glad to answer your questions. You can reach out to us on our website at www.thesportsinsanitynetwork.com for all your blogs, vlogs, and as Mike, the Pun Master Rifkin, likes to say, planes, trains, and automobiles. I know Patch will probably cut that, but that's okay. For now, it's Mark Oldop, Sky Halpern, with the dugout of Millwood, saying good night, goodbye, have a great afternoon. We'll catch you on the flip side.